You're not here for a long intro, so let's get straight into it. Tip number 1, stick to Freelancer as soon as you begin the game. It may be tempting to switch to all the new job asterisks you'll be picking up in the prologue, but stick to Freelancer up until you get the level 9 JP up skill or even the max level JP up and up skill, and you'll be learning the rest of your jobs for your characters at a much faster rate for the rest of the game. Choose your grinding method wisely, and getting Freelancer to a high level won't even take you long. The quickest method is to do chain battles, which give you a bonus to job points. If you have one of the monster tree items that forces chain battles for a specific species of monster, then you're good. These items will force chain battles to happen over and over up to 5 times back to back for that specific species of monster, and the JP you'll be rewarded with will be massive. The area I personally found most useful to do this in is the beach south of Savalon in the desert. The Sahagan and Undine enemies here aren't tough despite the fact they may have a red aura around them for you. Lastly, something interesting I found out for the JP up skills is that they even increase the JP you get from JP orbs. Tip number 2, abuse the FORAGE skill. The level 4 Freelancer skill is also extremely useful for early game, almost absurdly so to the point I'm surprised they didn't nerf this somehow. The FORAGE skill will make your character find a random item in battle, and that's it. You just get a random item for free. But the crazy part is that you can use this 4 times in a turn if you brave, 16 times easily if you have every party member do it, and these items can range from regular old potions to JP and EXP orbs. Just find a super weak enemy, save one without killing it, and spam forage until you're satisfied with your new slew of items. Tip number 3, cut grass, often. The game tells you as soon as you have access to the overworld that you can find items by cutting grass, but I really want to drive the point home of why you should cut grass as often as you're in the mood. You can find some pretty good items, weapons, armor, and money by doing so. I've even found more money in one spot than I would have gotten in 2 side quests. Don't underestimate cutting grass. You obviously don't have to cut every single little piece you see, but doing it once in a while will likely pay off for you. Tip number 4, the third boss. I want to talk about this boss specifically because for a lot of players, especially newcomers to the series or genre, it's going to be your first big difficulty wall. At a glance, this boss can seem super OP and borderline unfair, to the point someone told me it took them 8 attempts to defeat them. This is sort of the norm for the Bravely series, as certain bosses after the opening events will destroy you if you don't have proper party setups. My first tip for this boss sort of contradicts my first tip, but do not do this with a party full of freelancers. It's going to be an uphill struggle and you likely will be chipping away at his HP for what feels like forever, if you can even survive that long. Stats are tied to jobs in this game and you're going to want a dedicated party with real attack power and healing capabilities. With that being said, you do want at least 1 or 2 people with Freelancer as their sub job, since the level 10 ability of Freelancer's Square 1 is the key to making your life easier here. It gets rid of all the buffs Orpheus will put on his monsters and himself. As soon as the battle starts, lead off with this and proceed to kill his monsters. This will also likely be the first real fight to make you use the Brave and Default system wisely, which leads me to the final 5th tip. Tip number 5, learn to use Brave and Default wisely. In most random battles up to the fight with Orpheus, it's feasible to get away with spamming Brave and wiping out all enemies before they really get a turn to act. But do this on a group of unfamiliar enemies or bosses and there's a good chance you're going to regret it. The great thing about this series is that everyone can think of their own strategies to tackle different problems, so I can't give you a definitive guide to how to use your turns the best way, but the safe thing to do against the average boss and harder enemies is default when they default, if that character has nothing to do, and then spend those turns when the enemy has dropped their guard. The hard thing about this is that a lot of enemies hit really hard and battles can really drag out unfavorably for you, so it's up to you to find the best way to maximize your damage from stacking turns when you find those opportunities to attack, while defaulting to gain said turns in the first place and not take colossal damage. Hope this video helped you guys, and if any other players have tips, be sure to share them in the comments. I appreciate you guys sticking with me until the end. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. The goal for 2021 is to hit 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and with your help I know we can do it. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you later.